For today, I do have a bolster and a set of blocks with me to aid in some thoracic opening and to find some mobility within that space. So depending on what you think may feel good, you can have both, you can have one or the other, but we're gonna go ahead and use those to create some space today. So for me today, I'm going to get started with something a little bit softer. So if you're feeling a little bit extra tight within the upper back, within the shoulders and the chest, something that's softer like a bolster or a pranayama pillow might feel nice. So go ahead and find whatever you would like to use today. And we're going to find a space just below our shoulder blades. So if you're using a bolster that is parallel with the top and bottom of your mat, going across your spine. If you are using a block, same space. A little bit smaller, more direct, more firm, same location just below those shoulder blades. Creating the same space, just a little bit more intensity if that is something that feels good for you. So find your prop, find that little sweet spot for you to create space. Bend your knees, feet flat onto the floor. And then go ahead and bring the hands just behind the head. Lace those fingers, elbows nice and wide. So the head's supported. You're finding a little bit of engagement within your belly at this point here. So you're in a nice supported space to start. And on the inhale, you're going to start to drop the chest up and over that prop. Keep those elbows nice and wide. Supporting the head on your journey down. Hips and feet are anchored into the earth. And on the exhale, engage the core. Use your hands to support your head back up. Almost like you're doing a little bit of a sit up here, coming to that starting space. And then you're gonna inhale, drop the chest down, up and over that prop, that bolster, that block, pillow, blanket, whatever you're using today. And then exhale. Slowly lift, engage your core to lift yourself up. Inhale, drop, and then move at your own pace, following the pace of your breath. Feeling that expansion with every inhale. And then exhale, coming back to that starting point. Reset. Inhale. Slowly drop down, maybe creating a little bit more space, more expansion within the front body. Deepening that inhale. And then exhale, come back up nice and slow. A few more rounds. Move at a pace that feels good, feels comfortable for you. Allowing that chest to fall heavy towards the top of the mat. Try to keep those elbows nice and wide, so we're trying to find some opening. Not only within the upper back and within the chest, but trying to create some space within the shoulders. Not doing anything crazy with the neck of the head. So using the palms of the hands to support that space through your journey. So finding another round or so. On that next inhale, if you're able to create enough space for yourself where you're comfortable enough to drop the head. Adjust your hips as you need. Maybe extending those legs long if that feels good, not a requirement. And just whatever point you're able to hang out into. If you're using some blocks, maybe using that second block to support your head in this space. Maybe if you're using a towel or a pillow, or a bolster, you're close enough to the floor where you're able to kind of rest the back of your head onto your mat. And just breathing into that prop that you're using, finding expansion within the front body. Relaxing through the head and the shoulders. And go ahead and walk your feet back underneath you so those knees are bent. Engage your core. Lift yourself up nice and slow.
Release the hands from behind the head. Kind of shimmy up and off your prop. Go ahead and sneak that to the side. And then we're going to come on down onto the right side. Hips and knees are stacked on top of one another. Knees are bent. Arms come over towards the right side. Palms stacked on top of one another. If you feel like your head's dropping a little bit more than you'd like, feel free to grab a block. If that feels good, you can slide whatever prop you're using underneath your head to support that space, if that's needed for you. Otherwise, go ahead and reach those left fingertips beyond the right. And then you're going to create a big circle up and overhead. Keeping those hips and knees stacked. Starting to find some rotation here in this space. Keep reaching the fingertips all the way through. And then go ahead and sweep that arm down across the hip, coming back on top of your right hand. Reach the left fingertips beyond, create a big circle. Up and around, keep that reach lengthening through the side body. Then opening through that left rib cage as you reach the left fingertips towards the left side of the room. Pausing here before sweeping that left arm down across your hip. Over back towards the right. 3 more rounds here. Finding that pattern of breath, inhaling as you expand. Exhale, settling. And coming back into your starting point. Inhale, find that opening. Not only moving through the chest, but starting to find a little bit of movement through the shoulder. Pausing to expand across the collarbones, right to left. Then coming back, nice and slow to your starting point one more round. Feel free to find a little bit of flare as it feels good, maybe even cactusing the arm as it comes across over towards the right, opening through the front of that left shoulder. Letting the back of the hand fall heavy towards the earth. Feeling that twist through the belly, through the spine. And then come all the way back to your starting point. Pause. And then go ahead and make your way through center, finding your way onto the other side. Just wiggling the hips as you need, stacking the right hip on top of the left. Everything is all in line, right hand on top of left. Again, support your head as you need. Keeping those hips stacked, reach that right arm beyond, those right fingertips beyond the left. Big sweep up and overhead as you lengthen through the right side body. Slowly bring those right fingertips over towards the right side of the room. Feel that reach across the collarbones, spreading the chest nice and wide. And then sweeping that right hand down. Coming back over to meet the left. 5 rounds here, so 4 more. Reach those right fingertips beyond. Big reach up and overhead. Keep that energetic pull through those right fingertips as the right hand comes over towards that right side. Feeling that separation right to left. Twist through the belly. Slowly sweep. Cross the hip over back towards the left. Right fingertips reach beyond, up and overhead. Feel that expansion. And then keeping us all in reach of those left fingertips as well. So we're still staying active within that space. Left to right. Sweep down and across back toward that left side. 2 more rounds. Nice and open. Creating a little bit more space each round. Try and keep those those hips stacked together. Come back to that starting point, 1 more round. Again, feel free to create a little bit of flare this time, maybe cactusing the arm, opening a little bit more across the chest, across that right shoulder, letting that right hand hang heavy towards the floor. Slowly make your way back. Right hand on top of left. And then come back back through center. Knees bend, feet flat. Then go ahead and bring that right knee in towards the chest, give it a squeeze, and then extend that left leg nice and long. As you find that compression between the right thigh, right rib cage, maintaining whatever space you're able to by drawing that left heel towards the top of the mat. From here, find a nice gentle twist, guiding that right thigh over and across the body as you keep that right shoulder anchored down and towards the floor. Working our way a little bit lower in the spine. Maybe a little bit into that hip. Just supporting that right thigh with that left hand. Breathing deep into the belly. One more breath. Deep inhale. Exhale. Strength of the belly with that inhale, coming back through center. Find that compression once more, and right knee in towards that right armpit. Left heel towards the top of the mat. And then right foot comes down to the earth, left foot comes back to meet the right. Left knee in towards the chest, give it a squeeze. And then extend that right leg nice and long. Finding that compression, keeping that upper body, the shoulders anchored into the earth, the back of the head into the earth. And then using that right hand to guide the left thigh over towards the right side of the room. Left shoulder stays anchored. Can be in a capital T. I like to rest my hands sometimes on my chest. If you want a little bit more introverted space, a little more connection to yourself. And exploring that rotation through the spine, through the head. Twisting through the belly. Letting your breath pull you a little bit deeper into this space with comfort, with ease, without force. One more deep inhale. Exhale, settle into your space for one last moment. Inhale back through center. Give it a squeeze. Give that right heel a reach. Then plant the left foot. Bring the right foot in. Find one moment of symmetry by bringing both knees in towards the chest. Give it a nice hug. And then find a rock or so. Find your way up to a seated position. Cross the ankles. Roll over top those feet. Coming into a tabletop. Then just shimmy the hips. Find some movement of your own. Maybe some cat-cows, some barrel rolls. Just see what kind of space you created for yourself so far here in class. And then settle into your tabletop position. Grounding down through the shins to the tops of the feet and that left hand. You're gonna free up the right hand to inhale, twist over towards the right side of the room as that right arm reaches. And then exhale, thread that right arm underneath the left as you reach it over towards the left side. Maybe dipping that right shoulder down, bending through that left elbow. Inhale, unravel, reach that right arm towards the sky. Exhale, thread it through, drop that right shoulder as that right arm reaches over towards the left side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Thread it through. Maybe find a little bit more depth, keeping those hips high. Inhale, lift. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, lift once more. Exhale, thread that right arm through towards that left side, dropping the right shoulder all the way down as those hips stay high. And then reach those left fingertips maybe towards the top of the mat, if that feels good. You can keep them in towards you, staying a little bit more supported if that feels better in this space. And just connect to your breath. Keeping the reach of the left fingertips towards the top of the mat as you reach the right fingertips over towards the left side of the room. Left hand comes back underneath you. Press through that left hand, unravel. Open yourself up once more. Right fingertips reach towards the sky, pressing through the heel of that left hand to help you here. Exhale. Right hand back down to the earth. Second side, ground down through the shins to the tops of the feet. Heel of the right hand. Free up the left side as you inhale, open those left fingertips up towards the sky. Gaze up, you can follow. Exhale, thread that left arm underneath the right. Maybe bending through that right elbow as the left shoulder drops. Inhale, unravel. Left fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, thread it through. Keeping those hips nice and high as you drop the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach it through. Inhale, lift. Try to create a little bit more space, a little bit more rotation with every round. Exhale, thread it through. One more round, inhale, lift, reach, open across the collarbones. Exhale, thread that left arm through. Keep reaching those left fingertips over towards the right side of the room, allowing your shoulder to drop down onto the earth. Right hand can stay supportive, or you can bring it out a little bit more, lengthening through the right side body. Keeping that reach to the left fingertips. Keep crawling those right fingertips towards the top of the mat. Keeping those hips back and lifted. And find your breath. Right hand comes back underneath you, press through the heel of that hand, free up that left arm as you finish that inhale. One more reach, unravel. Follow the gaze up towards those left fingertips. And then exhale, left hand comes back down to the right. Shimmy it out, maybe find some symmetry by moving through some cat-cow. So on that inhale, lift the hips. Hold the chest and heart forward as your gaze lifts. And then exhale, press through the heels of the hands, spread those shoulder blades nice and wide, round through the upper back. Tuck that tailbone underneath you. Inhale, finding that cow pose. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Inhale back to neutral tabletop position. And then keeping those hips stacked over those knees, slowly start to walk the hands towards the top of the mat. Drop that chest down towards the floor. If you want a little bit more expansion through the chest and you've had your blocks, feel free to grab those as you like.
Not necessary, but just an option. You can always bring those blocks towards the top, rest those hands on top, and then drop the chest from this space, opening into the shoulders. Letting the chest fall heavy down towards the floor. Keeping that breath nice and steady. Two more breaths here in this space. You slowly press through the palms of the hands. Walk those hands back underneath you. Bring those blocks with you, and we might use them for our last little posture here. So cross those ankles, roll over top those ankles, find a seat. And again, depending on how you are feeling today here in this class, you can either use blocks. Again, if you have both, another option to use one or the other. So if you want a little bit of a softer experience, softer opening, you can go ahead and grab that bolster, bring your hips right up to the edge here, knees bent, and then just allow your spine to be supported all the way through. You can allow the palms to open up towards the sky, allow the legs to extend long. And you can come here into this space in a soft opening for your chest, your upper back, a little bit of the shoulders. If you have blocks with you, I encourage you to use both. And the first one is going to be at the base of the shoulder blades. The second is going to be to support your head. It can be on the tallest height, or it can match that of the first block if you have a little bit more space here today. And same idea, blocks are going perpendicular to your spine. Allow the first to be at the base of the shoulder blades. The second is going to support the back of the skull here. Again, it can be even with the first, or if you want a little bit more support, bring it onto its taller height. And same positioning of the upper body, allowing the shoulders to roll open, palms facing towards the sky. And finding a nice soft heart opener here in this space. So wherever you choose to be, we're going to be here for at least another 5 more breaths. Sinking into the props that you're using. And as you relax into this space, you feel the chest and heart open further and further with every breath. So although we're settling, we're softening, we still want to keep a nice depth to our breath. Feeling that energy flow throughout our body. The whole idea of this class was to find some movement, primarily through the upper back, but also working our way down and towards the hips, just trying to find nice space throughout our spine. In the end, just trying to create some openness through our body, receptiveness in our space. And just being a little bit more open and accessible
to the energy that's not only within ourselves, but within the space around us.
Whenever you feel like it's time to come out of this space, whether you are finding a little bit more depth, more expansion within the blocks, or a little bit more softness, using a bolster or a blanket, please use your core to help guide you out of that space. If you're feeling a little bit more tight, it may be a dramatic transition to get out of that space, so provide yourself a little bit of ease as you do so. As always, please feel free to remain here on your props with your supports for as long as you'd like. Thank you as always for coming into this space to practice with me. And if you enjoyed today's class or any other class that is on my channel, please feel free to like and subscribe. Leave a comment even if you'd like. I enjoy being here and guiding you through this practice. And